Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, it's raining and we are not mowing today, which means we have time to do all the things we've been putting off because we've been busy mowing. Like this mess I have in my shop right here from all the week's work. This is the way my shop has been looking the last week because we got jobs everywhere. We did mulching jobs, we did landscaping jobs, we did some planting jobs, we did some pressure washing, we have a trimmer that needs some attention, we have blades for days, and also nothing's organized. So the first step, we can do some organization, get this thing back looking tip top so we can do all other chores. There, that's better. Now everything's back in its home. What do you guys do with these? So I have a ton of these that we've been saving from our jobs. And we're gonna use them here at the house when we plant our vegetables and stuff for this year. So last year we just planted them in these planters we made, which are those guys out there. And it didn't do so hot. So this year we're gonna plant them in these little containers and let them grow first, and then transplant them from the little pots to out there to see if we have better survival rate. That's the only reason we're keeping those. Otherwise I would trash those. But I have so many jobs this week that we thought we would take our gardening game to the next level. And if you're interested in that kind of thing, that's on the other channel about me and my family. But that's why I keep those. Otherwise they're going in the trash soon. Also, I've got lots of blades to sharpen. I tried out a new blade this week. My dealer sells these copperheads. These are high lifts. I said, give me one of those and let me try them, and I will tell you if I like them. Well, these are pretty awesome blades. These were on there for 2 days. You can see they are worn down, but man, so far these are pretty awesome. The best thing about them is my dealer has a deal. If you buy two, you get one free. So a set of these roughly costs about 40 bucks, which is way cheaper than what a SCAG high lift cost, or even an organ or any of those. It's just very cheap to buy these. So we'll see how long they last. But so far, I think they're doing just as good as the other ones I have. So next step, we need to sharpen all the blades. So we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's a 7th set on the mower right now that need to be sharpened right now. So we're gonna go ahead and sharpen these. Still raining. It's actually raining harder, which is good because the grass needs it. We've had really nice weather here, but the grass was starting to get a little crispy, so we definitely needed this to help the grass grow. So we have all of our blades sharpened up. I kind of have a lot, I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot of blades, but you saw what happens. They build up right here waiting to be sharpened. I actually decided I'm not gonna sharpen these. So these are my mulching blades that I use for leaf cleanup. And as you can see, the ears are gone. Now I don't use these for grass. Like I bought these for grass, but I learned that here in Texas with the bahia grass, that's a terrible idea to have mulching blades on bahia grass, because you already have a problem as it is with all the clippings. I don't need more clippings and finer pieces. It just doesn't work around here. Well, not normally. Under normal conditions, mulching the bahia doesn't work. So we found these are great for leaves, especially if you have a grass flap and can close the flap. These do a great job, but look what leaves do to it. Leaves and oak trees and sand and all the good stuff. And I found that once you lose these ears right here, they're not really that good anymore. So I'm not gonna throw them away. I'm gonna keep them just in case I need them for some cleanup jobs, because these are great blades. They still cut, but if you're doing some off-roading, I throw these on there. These are like blades I don't care about anymore. So that is what I do. What do you guys do? Like if I'm mowing like a backwoods area or around a pond or something that may or may not get a blade bent, I have a set of blades I don't care about that I put on there, and these will be them. Like when these were brand new, I treated them great. But once they get like that, they can still be used to do jobs, but very specific jobs. Like right now, they're gonna sit right there. Their very specific job is to sit right there and wait for me to possibly need them. Or when leaf season comes back around, I'll buy new ones, and these will probably go in the trash. Also, it's nice to have a clean work area. So this is our workstation. This is a portable power station, and this is our cooler that we run in the trailer. So this is actually powering that, which is actually a refrigerator. It's set at 36 degrees. And that's how we keep our water and our lunches cool. And this is where me and my employees try to keep everything nice at the end of the day. Like I learned that everything is a lot more efficient if you stock that the night before, if you take care of all this the night before. That way you're not doing it the morning of the job when you should be mowing. But that's just us. We find that we're better off in the morning if we just go straight to work, not doing a whole lot of tasks. Same with fueling the truck and trailer up. If we need fuel, we do it at the end of the day on the way home. That way tomorrow morning, we just get on the mower and we go to work. That project's done. It's time to deal with this guy. This is my Echo 2620. And I've been talking about it. It has problems when it gets hot. When it gets hot, it stops running, it bogs down, unless you open the gas cap. And right now, it's hard. Oh, that's really hard. All right, so you hear that? That's part of the problem. It's not venting correctly. But we've already changed the vent, right? So this thing has a vent, and we changed it, and we put it back to work. Same thing. It still bogs down when it gets hot. So after about 30 minutes of running, this thing, it just doesn't act perfect. It's not bad, it just doesn't act right. It doesn't act good enough for my employee because it's always causing him downtime. I can run it all day. Well, I can run it every day because I don't typically weed eat full time anymore. I weed eat to help out the end. So the machine doesn't give me any problems. But as a 30 to 40 minutes at a time, this thing starts to act up. I asked you guys about it last time, and somebody gave me a suggestion I should just go on Amazon and order a cheap kit to service it, and it should fix everything. And I said, well, that sounds like a great idea because I'm not gonna spend money on that to put it in the shop, because if they have it like an hour and a half, I should just buy a new one because labor rates are so expensive these days. And that actually is a very cheap machine compared to what it does and how much it costs to repair it. So I took the cheap way out. I've got about $2 in the vent, and that didn't fix it. So I'll order up a little kit. I'll have about $30 in the kit, and if that don't fix it, well then I'm just out 30 bucks. I'm not out labor rates and having to buy a new weed eater on top of that. So we'll get the kit. We have a new gas cap because some of y'all said that the gas cap on these things also acts like a vent. My research says it does not. But this is only like a few dollars, so even if it is a vent, we're gonna change it anyway to see if that fixes the problem. Just because, at this point, we're just throwing parts at it because I just want it to work all the time. This is all new fuel lines and vents. So we have a new fuel filter, we have a new vent, and we have new lines because the internet and you guys say it could be a fuel line problem. So we're gonna replace all of it. I also got this carburetor that comes with the kit. This is super cheap because the other thing is that the diaphragm can get weak, causing it to have problems when it gets hot. So we bought this because, well, this is cheap. And none of this is OEM, but at the cost of this stuff, you can't really afford it. Because if you were to buy this right here, that's a third of the price of a brand new trimmer. Why wouldn't you spend about 30 bucks to see if it fixes it? Also, new air cleaners. And we have all the gaskets, a spark plug, another fuel vent. Man, they give you all the goods here. This is a good little kit. We're gonna change all those, and then we're gonna put it on the trailer. And if it fixes it, we won't know which thing fixed it, but we'll know we'll be able to go to work. That's the point of the part of our job that we're at now. I don't care what fixes it. I just want it to work all day without having little drama problems. So, let's get started. That's actually brand new. I actually just changed these not long ago, so I'm gonna leave that one in there. I think the fuel line might have been the problem, because when I went to pull on it, it ripped. So maybe the fuel line was the problem. Everything is also dirty. All the gaskets were really dirty. So who knows what the problem is. But I know when we get done, it's all going to be new. So we're going to put this in first. Then we'll put this guy on. And then we'll put the air cleaner back on. And then we'll fire it up and see what she does. We have everything swapped over. What are the odds that it starts up the first try with all these new parts? All right, here we go. Well, look at that. We can change out parts and it still runs. So we're probably as qualified as most of these small engine repair mechanics around. I'm just kidding. But seriously, it works fine right now. The test will tell is, does it work fine when it gets hot? Because that's our problem. As soon as it runs more than about 35 minutes straight, it just gets to where you have to open the gas cap, and once you vent it, it'll run again for about 30 to 40 minutes straight. If this doesn't work, we want to get about 30 bucks in this repair, and honestly at this point, it's just going to stay here at the house and be the one I do my yard with, because it's not reliable to be on the trailer. This is our other 2620 trimmer, and it's actually brand new for the season in the trailer, and it's the one that I put on to replace that one that was acting up. This one's already having a problem too. I don't know if you can hear it. You hear that? This thing has done tore up the gearbox in the end. And when I start it, you can really hear it. Y'all hear that? Sounds terrible. We're gonna fix that. We also Amazoned a new gearbox, because that also is about $100 if you buy the Echo one, which is a third of this price. So once again, Amazon for the win. We got about 30 bucks in this repair as well. So here it is. The cheap knockoff replacement. Honestly, I kind of bought this with the idea that if it didn't work out, I would just steal the guts out of the inside and put it on mine. But this is so cheap. Why wouldn't you try, right? Anyway, we need to get this taken apart, make sure it actually fits. As you can hear, no noise, but I'm sure it needs grease. That probably wasn't great for it, but yeah, it's still, oh man, it doesn't sound great. Yeah, that's hard to turn, and you can see, yeah, we're eating grease. Grease down there is just turned into like, it's got water or something. It's really ugly grease. And of course, no grease in it. Also, still raining outside. A lot. So it works. I will say there's a lot of gear chatter, so maybe that's why it's only about 30 bucks. But at $100 for a new one, I think I'll rebuild the old one and I'll run this one until it breaks. But man, Amazon for the win. $30 at a time is a whole lot better than $100 at a time. I know you should buy OEM stuff, but man, when they want 100 bucks for the same thing, I just don't know if it's worth it if this machine only costs 300. If I start to spend a third of the cost, maybe it's time for a new one. But needless to say, now we got two 100% ready to go trimmers back in the trailer. Also, still raining. It's raining so much, I'm beginning to worry if we're gonna be able to mow tomorrow's yards because it's real wet out there. All right, all my chores are done and it looks like the rain is done. And it was a lot of rain, but it was just the right amount to make everything get real fuzzy and stand up. It's almost like I can just hear the grass growing, which is good because no grass, no money. Also, I know we've had a lot of videos about the main character here, and unfortunately he is still in the trailer, and I don't have a lot to say about this right now, but things are changing, things are happening. So in the last video, I told you it was going to the shop to get looked at. Well, it went to the shop and we got some news. Some news that is the reason it's still in the trailer. So they're fully prepared to give me a new motor, but they need to take it apart and look at everything first before giving me a new motor. So they need it for a few days. The reason it's still here is because of the rain. I need it for about 5 hours tomorrow. So they agreed to let me take it to mow my yards tomorrow because it is still mowing. It's just not mowing well. They also have a loaner for me. It's not a SCAG, but they do have a demo mower from a different brand. It's one of their budget brands that they say I can use next week while they're putting a motor on this thing. So we're gonna try to mow tomorrow's yards and drop it off by noon. And we don't need it again. Really, we can get away by Tuesday. I don't think we're gonna have a new motor on it by Tuesday because they're probably not gonna do much on Friday afternoon and probably won't have a motor in by Tuesday anyway. So we could very well be filming a video next week with a loaner motor from a different brand. Not saying it's good or bad, but they are giving me a mower to go mow. And then we talked about the idea of what would it take for SCAG to make this guy disappear and replace it with a different one. Not only one, I threw out the idea of what would it take for SCAG to take this one back, and in exchange I would buy one and they would give me one, so I'd have two mowers. So right now the dealer is working with SCAG to see if that's even an option, because right now it's been in the shop every 3 days for the last 4 weeks. And this thing is still under warranty. It's still very, very new with only 650 hours on it. So in the next video, we're either getting a brand new motor or we're gonna say bye-bye to this one and we might have different mowers in its place. One to mow with and one as a backup. But either way, something's happening with the Tiger Cat. So tomorrow might be my last day mowing with this mower. Or at least the last day with that motor, because either way, we're getting a new motor or we're getting a new motor. Anyway, guys, that's it for the chore day. Hope you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one.